Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Me Driving to Work. I am your host slash chauffeur, BHCxDark, named there in the corner. As always, you can follow along on YouTube and Facebook at the Black Hood Crew, and follow along at my name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. It is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. I'm on my way to work. It is a very cloudy, rainy day. It actually just rained not even an hour ago. Hell, not even 30 minutes ago. Everything's still wet. Roads filled with giant puddles. So yeah, very muggy day. Nice day to stay indoors and not do a single stinking thing. And unfortunately, I can't do that. I gotta go to work. For those of you that are at work right now and getting off soon, or have the day off, enjoy it. It's a nice day to stay indoors. Maybe order in something nice, put on a good movie, or good show, and just tune everything out. For those of us that are going to work or will be at work for the rest of the day or even into tomorrow, all I can say is sucks for us. But what can you do? Anyway, on my way to work, yesterday, work was an absolute disaster. The amount of people that showed up, basically needlessly for most of them, was astounding. We finally finished registering the last patient on the list at midnight. That's when we finally cleared our list of patients that needing to be registered. Was at midnight. The registration list was not clear the entirety of yesterday until midnight last night. Absolutely ridiculous. Someone thinking they're just gonna wheel forward right into the intersection. I hate people sometimes. Anyway, it was just absolutely disgusting. The amount of people that showed up yesterday. And of course, as always, there are people, again, that did need to be there. Where are you going? We're being detoured, and the idiot behind me thinks he's going to get around me. What, folks? All right, I'm back. Don't you just love it when people call you when you're in the middle of something? Like literally in the middle of something. This right here. And phone decides to ring. Not only that, but they wanted to video check. Like, really? Just give me a quick phone call or send me a picture. There's something that they wanted to show me, but I'm like, let's go. I'm driving. I got to do. Got stuff to do. Let's go. So anyway, what was I saying? Work yesterday sucked. Like I even had my coworker look me in the eyes and tell me I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, because today sucked. It was a very exhausting day, and then to add insult to injury, the door that we normally use, or the patients normally used to get in and out of the ER, which is literally right by our office, they're doing construction on it. So obviously they can't use it. So they're using the ambulance entrance to come in and out, and they have somebody sitting there kind of escorting them back and forth and whatnot. But it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The amount of people we had, like, we had a person come in. This was later in the evening, closer to about midnight, who came in, was given a clipboard, started filling out her form, got to the waiting room, then immediately got up, brought the clipboard back, and left. Because of how many people were in that waiting room. Absolutely ridiculous. And not for nothing, but I'm going to tell you something right now. If you come in to the emergency room and your wait time is deterring you from seeing a doctor, you didn't need to see a doctor. You are not having an emergency. You are a liar. You are a liar. You should reevaluate your life decisions and know full well we know you're a liar. If the first question out of your mouth the moment you get in there is it going to be a long wait? Do not come. If you know that's what you're going to do, if the first question out of your mouth the moment you get to an emergency room is it going to be a long wait? Do not come. Don't do it, because we're going to know you're FOS. Don't do it. Because nothing frustrates us more than working in an emergency room, supposedly trying to help people, and we get people who are actively abusing the system, actively abusing the resources, our time, our effort, needlessly. Now, I'm not saying that they all did this, but enough of them did it to have me basically frustrated my entire shift. By the end of it, I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. I just did my job. If people waited, they waited. If they left, they left. I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, why should I? You know? It's absolutely ridiculous. Dude, where are you going? Relax. The light's not even green yet. Tire's low in the back, dude. Anyway, don't be that person at all. Don't be that person. Instead, do us and everyone else a favor and evaluate yourself. Is this something that I need an emergency room for? Is this something I can take care of myself? Is this something that can wait till I go see my primary doctor? Do I need an emergency room kit that's being taken care of at, say, an urgent care or quick care, or something along those lines? If the answer is yes to all of those questions, don't come to an emergency room. Don't. I do that all the time. Whenever I'm feeling ill or whatever, I stop and think, is this something that I can handle myself? If I was to pop, 2 Tylenol, 1,000 milligrams of Motrin, would I be okay after this? Would I feel better after a nap? Would I feel better if I maybe walked it off? Okay, if the answer is no, then I move on. Do I need to go to an urgent care for this? Do I need to make an appointment with my primary doctor? You have many options available to you before walking into an emergency room with your emergency. Because truth be told, I think it was like 95 or at least 98% of the amount of people that come into an emergency room that I've personally seen had no business being in an emergency room at all. No business whatsoever. Their condition was not a life-threatening emergency, and I've seen actual life-threatening emergencies. I've seen them. So you can't come at me and tell me you are no expert on gauging a life-threatening emergency. I've seen it firsthand. I tell the story always about the guy came in, heavy breathing, sweating profusely, told me his chest hurt, and I was like, holy crap, this man is having a heart attack. And sure enough, he was in the middle of a full-blown heart attack. Unfortunately, he died an hour later. I worked as quickly as I could to get him into the battle. I told him, don't bother with the paperwork, give me your ID. As I'm putting in his information, I'm yelling at the nurses, come get this guy right now. I think he's having a heart attack. Afterwards, they told me that, yeah, he was. That although, unfortunately, the result wasn't what we had hoped for, that I still did a good job. I don't care. I don't need the praise, nor do I want it. I did my job. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You can't tell me what I know and don't know to be a life-threatening emergency. We once had a guy walk in with a gunshot wound to his shoulder. As he's telling me I've just been shot, I see a squirt of blood fly through the air past my face and hit the ground. There's a button right behind the where the security person sits, because we have a security booth right by that entrance. Kind of, give appropriate visitor passes, find out what people need, what have you. Kind of first point of contact type of deal. But there's a button right behind them, and that button rings an alarm directly at the nurse's station. They know her policy, and when that button gets hit and they hear that noise, something is going down right by the entrance. So as I saw blood fly through the air, I asked the guy. Once it hit the ground, I turned to the guy and say, do you have your ID? Gave me his ID. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, push that button behind. Let the security guard push that button behind you. So they're pushing the button, And the as sure enough, as the nurses are coming to kind of gauge what the hell is going on, I'm like, gunshot. And they asked me, is he registered? As I'm registering, I'm like, give me 2 seconds, he'll be registered. Go take him now. So sure enough, they take this guy to the back, put him in a bed. I come back. I go back there like a minute or so later. Not even a minute, like less than a minute later. Because it doesn't take that long to do what I do. And I went back there. I verified. This your name? This your date of birth? Yep. Put the band on. He's all yours. And I walked away. You don't get to tell me what I know or don't know to be a life-threatening emergency. Over 95% of the people that come into this ER, or I'm sure many others, are a complete full of crap. They are not having a life-threatening emergency. They are full of crap. Stuff that can be handled at home, things that can be handled in, say, urgent care, a quick care, whatever you want to call it. Or stuff that can even wait till they see the primary doctor. I know because I see it on an almost daily basis. That's why I personally absolutely refuse to go in an emergency room unless it's something I absolutely, unequivocally cannot handle on my own. That's going to require an intervention of the medical variety. And even then, I still gauge. Will I die if I don't get this checked out? That'll then gauge, do I go to an urgent care or do I go to an emergency room? Because again, I'm not the type of person to waste things. Waste time, especially someone else's time. Waste resources, medication that I would rather go to someone that actually needs it. That's why I haven't seen the inside of an ER in decades. For that very reason. I don't do it. I don't need it. If something is wrong, I have the fortitude to stop and think. Is this something I can handle? Is this something that I can do on my own? If not, then I make the appropriate assumptions, deduce what needs to be done, and then handle it appropriately. And that's it. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. At all. It doesn't need to be that complicated to sit there and actually gauge your own ability to see what you need. It's not that hard at all. Not at all. It is not hard. What I would tell you is do better. Be better. Because ultimately, we can't get ahead of our problems as a society until we're willing to look in ourselves and say, I can fix this. Or I need to fix this. Can I do it on my own? Do I need someone else's help? We got to be better. So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and cut it out for today. I've arrived at work, already switched over to my work glasses. I'll be heading inside in a few moments. So, by all means, I will be on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for my Wednesday night stream, as always. Apex Legends tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Stray on Thursday until we finish it. And then, as always, Fortnite Fridays. So, until then, till tomorrow night, I've been your host, chauffeur, driver, BHCxDark. Name is always there in the corner. And as always, you can follow along on YouTube and Facebook at The Black Hood Crew. And then my name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. Until tomorrow night, be safe, be smart, be excellent to each other.